Oh my! What happened here? Doma questions, although there really wasn't any concern in his voice, however, as Rainbow Eyes glanced around only to land on the decapitated body of Satsujin. Aww, he's dead. How unfortunate. The blonde demon chuckled. What a pity. And I was just starting to like him too. He adds this false sense of empathy. Soon another figure emerges, a muscular man of average height, with short pink hair and a body arranged with thick lines, and stood behind Doma as Golden Eyes examined the carnage before him. Serves him right, Akaza says nonchalantly. His golden amber eyes glance down at the severed body of the fallen demon before placing his bare foot onto Satsujin's head and heavily pressed down until there was a sickening crunch of his skull being crushed as crimson red and gore splattered on the ground. Weakling. I would have killed him myself for being so weak, Akaza says bitterly. Ah, typical Akaza-kun. Egoistic as well. Dama laughs, hiding his Cheshire smile behind his fan. According to the villagers, a young boy with flaming hair has seen heading towards this place hours ago. Dama explains. Akaza perks at this. Flaming hair. Yes, and apparently a Hashira by the name of... Rangyaki? Or was it Rengoku? Oh well, it was something like that. I never was really good at remembering names. The blonde chuckles lightly. Akaza couldn't help but become ingurgitated of the flame Hashira as his amber eyes scanned the wreckage, seeing debris of broken earth and large clusters embedded in the ground. Whoever this Rengoku person is, he seems strong, like really strong. Perhaps even a potential unworthy opponent. The thought caused the corners of Akaza's lips to arch slightly upwards. Oh, is that a smile I see, Akaza-kun? Dama teased, flashing a catty smile. The upper three moon only growled and simply ignored the annoying second upper moon before leaving and not paying attention to Doma rambling on about another person following the flame Hashira that he was indeed infatuated by. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like that. By the time you and Kojo left Yukiyama Chinatown, it was early in the morning, and you had to say you were beyond exhausted. Could be an understatement. Miss Jin, the Chinese lady who you and Kojo met in prior of arriving, was so kind to let you two stay at her house for the night to mend your wounds and get some needed rest. As a reward for your efforts and heroism, she paid you and Kojo with gold, which you were both very grateful. With the mission now completed, Kojo had already sent his Kasukai crow to report back to Uzurashiki-sama, and you simply couldn't wait to return home for a well-deserved bath. And, of course, to see everyone again, especially your precious little angel, Senjiro. Upon arriving home early that evening, Senjiro had been delighted to see both of you, and the mini Rengoku wasted no time in embracing you and Kojo, clearly happy to see you both home and safe and sound. After freshening up individually and enjoying a delicious meal, You had told Kojiro that you were going to take a brief nap. Come wake me up in half an hour, okay? You said to him as you planned down on the igwa and headed towards your room. Okay, my love, was all he said, whilst he decided to pass the time by training and going a little bit of reading about different flame breathing techniques. Who knows? Maybe something else. That had been exactly half an hour ago as Kojiro found himself laying on the igwa, bored out of his mind as he simply listened to the relaxing sounds of the outside. A gentle breeze whisked through the color-changing leaves of the trees, a telltale sign that autumn had just begun. And speaking of autumn, him and his beloved Snowflower's wedding was exactly tomorrow, which would be held at the nearby shrine. Kojiro's heart pounded excitedly, for he simply could not wait for tomorrow to come and see his sweet little flame in traditional Shiramo bridal kimono. Yin-chan will officially be his wife. As suggested, Kojiro came to wake you. Upon entering the room, he's met with a beautiful sight of you fast asleep. You're laying on your side on the bed, covers off because it was far too stuffy for that. Your short, favorite colored yukata was all you had on. Both your spear and nearly folded, Demon Slayer uniform lying in the corner. Smiling, he crept onto the bed to lie down next to you. He gave himself a moment, letting his eyes wander freely over your body while he stroked your hair and cheek. Strong arms wrapped around your frame as Kojiro held you tight against him. He gently kissed your neck, nuzzling his nose against the underside of your chin, which caused you to stiffen. My love. It's been half an hour now. Your eyelids flutter open, revealing those beautiful, deep pools of eye-colored eyes to him, and you smiled warmly at him. Can't move. Too comfy. You nuzzle your face against the fluffy pillow. Leaning forwards, Kojiro brushed the hair out of your face and pampering kisses along your cheek, which made you giggle at the weird ticklish feeling. His lips eventually found yours as you pressed yourself against him and kissed back. My love, when did you learn how to do that? The flame pillar asked, and eventually pulling away. Eventually you sat up, glancing at him in question. Do what? Was he talking about the kisses? If so, that would be embarrassing and dumb. That move you performed when we fought against the demon. Oh, you mean my ice arrow? Yes, back there. That was amazing, he praised, his eyes twinkling like 4 pointed stars. The way it multiplied into thousands. And that bow. However did you conjure up with such a beautiful weapon? He asked excitedly. Calm down, Ko, I'll tell you. You laughed at his enthusiasm as your flame-haired lover did as told and waited patiently for you to explain. Remember back when I told you how my curse allows me to freeze the water and air into any shape I form? Kojiro nods. Well, that's how I created the bow and arrow. At first, I did it accidentally, except actually think it would work, since there was a high chance of it shattering, but I'm thankful that it held up the way it did, you exclaimed before giving him a bashful look. Also, I'd sort of been practicing archery behind your back, so I hope you're not mad at me for not telling you. Mad? Why would I be mad? You're so beautiful and amazing, my sweet flame. If learning archery allows you to perform such a wondrous technique, then go for it, he says. You gently cup his cheek and kiss him again. Thanks, Ko. Your lips stayed only a mere few centimeters away from his. Kojiro's eyelids fell heavy and his breathing slowed. He was so tempted to kiss you again and again. You're always so sweet. How did I ever get so lucky? You pressed your forehead against his, smiling happily. You followed, and I noticed. He pointed, recalling the moment how you two met. With that, you pushed the flaming cinnamon roll back onto the futon before climbing on top of him, straddling his waist. Ooh. Leaning down, you couldn't help but giggle as your lips captured his. Once more, this time with more passion as Kojiro's hands found your waist, hugging you close. Pulling away, you both slightly gazed into each other's eyes for what felt like forever. Those manifested golden pools mixed with red, glistening at you, so much burning love as Kojiro trailed his fingers along the divine curves of your body. Tomorrow's our wedding, my love. He breaks the silence. Autumn is perfect season to get married, and the leaves change colors. It would make for a really pretty wedding. Wouldn't you agree? Kojiro says. But don't a lot of people usually get married in the spring because of the cherry blossoms? Yeah, but our wedding will be better than everyone else's. He pouted childishly and caught the edge of your smile. You dummy. You're just saying that 'cause autumn is a mixture of your favorite colors. You playfully roll your eyes. That's the point. We'll have a beautiful ceremony, a lovely wedding reception with food and cake. And I really want to perform this tossing of the bouquet and garter ritual. It sounds fun, Kojiro says excitedly. So basically, you want our wedding to be a mixture of Shinto and the English tradition? Am I right? Yeah, and it'll be wonderful to see all of our friends and family coming together to celebrate our love. He smiled, lifting your hand that had a silver ring on it, and pressing a kiss to it. The calm but happy expression that Kojiro wore made you wonder if he was just as nervous as you about this. A mixed culture wedding ceremony was all a new experience for you both. But before you could get to saying something, you were suddenly flipped over with Kojiro now on top of you. And I'm most finally looking forward to our honeymoon, Miss soon-to-be Rengoku, he says, the smirk on his face suggested underlying mischief that sent shivers running down your spine. Lord have mercy on you.